guess you might not be listening to this at 10:15 in the morning when I'm recording this, or you might not be listening to this on Monday, so I guess I'll say a good week to all of you. I hope you're enjoying the start to it. It is Waste Management Phoenix Open Week, a really enjoyable week, really an enjoyable 3 or 4 weeks of golf here that we have out on the West Coast, and I lived in Phoenix for 6 months myself and was able to attend the event. And let me tell you, I've attended a plethora of golf tournaments, and there is nothing like this. I haven't been to a major yet, but I can tell you that even this one in and of itself has more fans than most majors does. It is the most well-attended event a year, and let me tell you, it's more of a party out there. You know, the surrounding colleges and fans and friends all come out to play, and it's more of a fashion show than it is a golf tournament. But nonetheless, there is a golf tournament going on, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about it here, as this is the course and player preview for the Waste Management Phoenix Open. Of course, Ricky Fowler, one of the most popular golfers that comes here each and every year to play at TPC Scottsdale, the host course for the last 35 or so years. What a course it's turned out to be. A par 71, 7,200 yards. Of course, it got its fame from the 16th hole when Tiger Woods had that hole-in-one and all of a sudden got the probably, I would say, 5,000 fans that happened to be around it at the time, all raising the roof, all screaming as if their team had just scored a touchdown. But no, it was Tiger Woods in the hole-in-one, and that then led to the loudest hole in golf, which typically has somewhere around 20,000 fans just on that one hole around it. They set up like a baseball stadium around this small little 150-yard par 3. This year, I think they're only going to have about 5,000 to 8,000. That's what they're allowing tickets in there for this year. So certainly it'll be drummed down quite a bit, but we'll still have some of that same feel. Driving accuracy this week, similar to last week, 55, 56%. Not very easy to hit the fairways here. But the grass around the fairways, if you don't hit it, the rough, 2.5 inches, and it's Bermuda. So Bermuda is a lot easier to hit out of than POA that they had out in San Diego last week out in Torrey Pines. But there is still its difficulties. It's a lot less able to judge the flyers and stuff like that. So still pretty penal. That's why, however, the greens and regulation does trick up a little bit because the rough is a bit easier than last week. About 67% for greens and regulations, 2/3 roughly. The average green size, about 7,000 square feet, about 40% bigger than last week. Probably helps that greens and regulation number I just mentioned. There's Bermuda throughout the course. Hardest hole by far is the 14th, the 490-yard par 4. But that's sandwiched in between two par 5s that are the easiest, 13 and 15. I shouldn't say the easiest. Actually, number 3, the par 5 on the front side, is the easiest on the course. 13 is second easiest, followed by the drivable par 4 17th. It actually is a little bit easier than the par 5 15th. Top score from Webb Simpson last year, the winner, 129 points. So a little bit more high scoring than last week, I suspect. Only 132 players in the field, but 5 ranked inside the top 10 to start the week, 22 inside the world's top 50. So very strong field, very similar to last week. Maybe a little bit stronger on the top end, maybe a little less strong on the bottom end here, but still a fantastic field is awaiting for us. And let's go ahead and talk about some of those golfers. Last week, we had a good plethora of sponsor invites, including we'll get another sponsor invite this week, Will Zalatoris. In fact, he actually doesn't need the sponsor invite this week, which I wouldn't be surprised to see another sponsor invite come because Zalatoris had a top 7 last week. That automatically qualifies him into this week. He was offered a sponsor invite, not going to need it, so we should see another golfer there, but certainly Will Zalatoris, a guy to keep your eye out for. Second one is John Augenstein. We've seen him a couple of times, maybe not the most perfect start for him a couple of weeks ago out at the Sony Open when he got a start. Just couldn't get it going, but still, we know he's got a ton of talent. Keep an eye out from him, Florida State grad. Next guy that we also saw have a chance at the U.S. Open, ended up not making the weekend, but still a very talented golfer we have to keep an eye out for over the next little bit. It's Davis Riley. And Davis Riley, obviously, just bursting out onto the scene here, but he's been on the Korn Ferry Tour the last couple of years. Like I said, we saw him at the U.S. Open not too long ago. Had a chance there in the first round, but didn't do it. So we'll see Davis Riley here getting one of his sponsor invites. Okay, a couple of more golfers here getting sponsored invites. It's Padraig Harrington. He actually found himself a little bit better at golf, and he's getting one of those non-exempt member sponsor invites here this week. Okay, the last thing I do in the course and player preview is I give you my top salary guesses for the week. Last week I was pretty decent, I'm not going to lie to you. Pretty much got everything, so I'm going to try and go 2 for 2 here. Jon Rahm. He's going to go 11,400. I really think that even though he came in tied for 7th, didn't look as good as he does, he probably has the best course history of any of the ones here. 9, 10, 11, 16, and 5 in his 5 appearances. So no missed cuts. I suspect he'll come in at 11,400. Justin Thomas, who also has some pretty good course history, back-to-back third place finishes here, he'll come in at 11,200 or 300. Then we're going to get Rory McIlroy at a flat 11,000. Even though he hasn't played here, he's coming off of a week last week where he came in 16th and was relatively highly owned, over 20%, so 11,000 for Rory. And then I think Xander, who was also chalky at around 20%, 10,400 last week, they'll move him up to that 10,000 Tony Finau range of 10,700 this week, followed by defending champion Webb Simpson at 10,300. And then Hideki Matsuyama, who obviously is a 2-time winner here and 2 other top 5s since 2014. I expect they'll put him in at 9,800, not above 10. So we got 5 above 10,000 this week is my guess. Rahm, Thomas, McIlroy, Schauffele, Simpson. Lastly, Hideki Matsuyama at 9,800. Again, a really, really strong field. We still have Daniel Berger, Sung J. Im that we haven't mentioned as well. Brooks Koepka also here to play. So that will do it for my PGA course and player preview. Of course, if you like these little short form videos, I've got my first click bets top betting video coming out right after this. You should see it live. This is where I'm just going to go on the opening odds. I'm going to look at seeing some values across the board and try and jump on those odds early. So a new little video here for you guys for your enjoyment. Then, of course, we've got my top 5 PGA DFS, whatever we call a little segment or a little series, I should say. That's the word I was looking for here early in this Monday morning. A series of them. We got my top 5 value, top 5 sleepers, top 5 fades, and top 5 bets. And how about this? I'm just going to throw it out there a little bit. My top 5 sleeper video, back-to-back weeks where we nailed the winner. Love to see that. So we'll try and make it a turkey 3-4-3 this week. So come in and join us here. Thank you all for joining me on this one. And in case you were wondering when you can see these videos, make sure you like and subscribe to our channel. That will give you access to them. So until then, everybody, thanks for joining, and we will see you on the other side. Cheers.